Hey, what's up guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And today I am super excited to bring this review to you on this particular figure. I have been waiting to get this thing in for so long. I do my best to try to avoid as many reviews as possible, but it's hard doing that when you have a review channel. Now I don't know if you guys know, but I don't really watch YouTube. My main YouTube account is not my reviewing account. I have a totally different, separate, personal YouTube YouTube account that I watch stuff on. I do subscribe to my channel, and so I do rewatch my videos from time to time, just to kind of get a feel on how the video looks to someone that's watching it. And so because I do rewatch some of my videos, I tend to get that algorithm where, oh, this guy likes to watch toy reviews. And so I do tend to get other people's reviews in my feed. I do my best to not look at them for the most part, but this one I could not avoid. Like, there's not a whole lot of videos on her right now, but there soon will be, because finally 5K Toys asked for the payment for this girl, and they shipped her out, and she came in a relatively reasonable time, I would say. But if you don't know, I shouldn't be beating around the bush. This is Quinn Lee, not Chun Lee, but Quinn Lee. From, I don't know the name of, is it X Cocoon? Is that the name of the, I'm not sure. X Cocoon. I probably should have looked at the release pictures or the actual link or whatever, but I didn't. And so I don't know if that's the name of the people that make it or not. I'm not quite sure who it is. You guys can go take a look. If I do find it, I'll put the name up in the corner here, along with the B-roll. B-roll for the box will be up here too. But I have been waiting for this figure, and I did end up watching a couple of reviews. And I think it was a few people that had gotten early prototypes. I guess not prototypes, just early releases of this figure, or I guess the company sent it to them. The bigger YouTubers obviously get stuff for free. And so they noticed that there was an issue with this. But before we get into that issue, let's go ahead and just get into the figure itself. So I don't know why I was kind of zoomed out there. This thing is obviously kind of a little bit based off of a Revoltech. You can kind of see the Revoltech joints here in the legs. The arms are very similar to a Revoltech, but not much else. And I will say, I don't have the Revoltech Chun Lee yet. I might get it, the Street Fighter 6 one. I might get that Chun Lee, we'll see. But I have a feeling that she is very similar to this figure, if not almost exactly the same as far as how she's built, because this girl has thick thighs, boy, and thick cheeks for sure. And she looks so good. Like, this figure is so freaking nice. I love this thing. Love this thing. This is definitely, I have been playing around with this ever since I got it in Friday to Saturday right now, and I just can't stop posing it. It is just such a great figure. And to be honest with you, the face is close enough to Chun Lee for it to just be a Chun Lee figure. Like, and obviously I got the extra parts, so I will show you that in a little bit, but it's undeniable. I mean, it is just such a good figure. The posing, the body, like let's just get close up here on her body. Like you got the shading in the stomach here, in the chest, in the arms. You got, you can see the muscles, like the triceps, actually defined there with the shading. It is just so good. And then even in the paint on her legs, you can see the darker shading around her butt, back of her legs, her calves, and then here in the quads. I mean, just look at the sculpt and the shading. It is so good. Then the paint on her shoes. Such a good job. They did such a good job on the paint on this figure. It is just so good. And then we talk about the head. The head is it's very soft, but if you're going for a alpha type of look, she had a very soft, they drew her very soft in the alpha animation, or the alpha game, I should say. Street Fighter Alpha 3, right? But yeah, she can easily be Chun Lee. Now she does have the eye moving gimmick, which I guess I should have talked about that in articulation, but she does have the eye moving gimmick, but you can even see the brown in her eyes, painted nicely. The eyebrows, the eyelashes painted really nicely. The lips are painted really nicely. You got the little yellow, I guess, what do you want to call those? The yellow holder. I don't know what women would call these. For her to bring out like her ponytails, or to separate the head from the ponytails. And these, I don't know, I'm not in articulation. I like this figure so much, I'm not even getting my words out right. Now, there is for some reason, when you come to the top of the head, it is a kind of a sudden shift from the brown to this brown. Like it's like darker here. Because it also has shading in the hair and stuff too. Then you have like the shading in the bangs here, but then you don't have the highlights or the dark low lights, whatever, in this hair. So that is kind of a bit jarring. And then you do have it here in the back. So you have that dark shading in the back, but for some reason on the top of the head, it's not quite as dark. So it is a little jarring, but you can look past that. But even the sculpting in the neck, you can even see like they sculpted all the definition of the neck here too. I think, what's that, the clavicle? You can see that as well. I mean, they just did a really good job, and the joints just flow. Now you do have to pop them, and again, I'll get more into that when we get to the articulation, but you do have to kind of pop them a little bit. Basically you have to unstick them. They are a little stuck when you first pull her out the box. The same way with the ponytails, you kind of got to pop the paint or break the paint to get these to start moving, but they aren't loose or anything at all. Same thing with the shoulders. Yeah, she's an awesome freaking figure. Now, to get to some of the controversy about this thing, now she does have a swap out body part, and in the beginning when they were sending out review samples, yeah, a lot of people were breaking her shoulder joint when swapping out the bodies. So you have to take the arms out and swap them onto the other body, and a lot of people were breaking the joints. And so the company, and I really need to look up the company's name. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, it is Cocann. I guess it's Cocann Studios. Yeah, Cocann Studio is the name of the company. But they were gracious enough. I'm pretty sure the people that did break the shoulders, they sent them new joints. But apparently in this next go round, in this next ship, or in the current shipment, I guess you can really say, they sent replacement shoulder joints, which is just amazing of them to do that. And I felt like this figure was kind of delayed, and I think that's why they kind of delayed it, because they wanted to put the extra shoulder joints in there. Not only did they put the extra shoulder joints in there, but they reconfigured, I guess, or they redid some of the articulation to make it easier to pull out the shoulder joints. So I literally have no issues pulling out these shoulder joints and swapping it out. I did it a few times already, and it's flawless. It's flawless. I have no issues. I don't think I'll ever need to use those extra shoulder joints, but it is beautiful of that company to include them in this batch that actually went out to the public. So kudos to Cocann Studio, because that is an amazing company, and that's how companies should react when they bring out an excellent figure like this that is having a major issue. And that is definitely a major issue when one of the gimmicks is swapping out body parts. You don't want it to be hard for the customer to swap out body parts when that is a main feature of the figure. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the accessories, because she has a lot. Okay, so here is her first set of accessories. So you get all her hands. We got karate chop or posing hands, more posing hands, spread open hands, kind of piece hands, but they can be used for other stuff. We got some wide open hands. This is the eye moving stick, I guess. We have the wrist armor for the Chun Lee body. Obviously we have the Chun Lee Street Fighter Alpha 3 body here. We got her little buns that you can stick to her head. Just figured out what this little joint is for. This is actually for her, if this joint between her stomach and her chest, if that joint breaks, that's a replacement joint for that. Then we have a cloth top for this one here, for this figure. You can swap this out for a cloth top. And then we have some other joints in here. We look to have, I think these are ankle joints, and we got some more wrist joints replacements. So you get 2 of each of those. You have a peg for the stand, obviously. You actually get 2 of those. It looks like one is bent. No, they're 2 straight pegs. So yeah, so you get that. So that's just the first set of accessories. So let's take a look at the other set. And this set might be even cooler than this set, even though this set is really cool. Now, I will preface this that this is the accessory kit. So you could have bought the figure by itself and you wouldn't have gotten like this body and all this Chun Lee stuff, all the Chun Lee stuff, you wouldn't have gotten that. So this is all the stuff that's in basically that accessory kit. And I guess the shoulders, and then you get the extra shoulder joints also. I don't know if these would have came with the standard figure without the kit. I don't know if these will come with that, but you get these extra shoulder joints too. But this is just for the accessory pack. So other than the hands, obviously the hands and the eye moving gimmick, you will get that with the regular figure regardless. And this, I think you would get with the regular figure regardless. But the rest of the Chun Lee stuff, you would not get that stuff. So anyway, this stuff you would still get with the standard figure, I believe. Anyway, let's take a look at that stuff. Okay, and for the rest of her accessories outside of the stand, so you do get a stand with a bunch of stuff that you can do with that stand. Don't really need to show the stands. You get a bunch of swoosh effects. So I believe these are all kinds of swoosh effects. This one plugs in here at the bottom. These are on the other side, obviously, but very nicely done. They do have like a gradient going from like the darker to the lighter gray. Same with this one. So that looks good. So you get 2 of each of those. And then you get these, which are absolutely bananas. I think this is for her kicks, her little multi kick thing. And you do get a peg to peg that into the stand. So that's done really nicely. Doesn't quite look like feet, and this is not quite how her move goes, but you kind of get the idea of what this is supposed to be. And then you get like this purple, I guess, impact effect. I guess this is what this is, but this is done really nicely too. And you do have the peg hole there. And so that's it. That's what you get. And that is a ton of stuff. I mean, this figure comes with so much stuff. I love it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the articulation. Okay, so let's get into this articulation because it is absolutely awesome. So her ponytails are on a little, like, I guess you can call it a little like short peg there. And they can spin around, obviously. She can spin her head all the way around. She has this little gimmick in the back of her head. I have seen this before. I think I've seen it on Revoltech, where this is like a separate piece and it's just kind of a loose piece and it just kind of moves out the way as you move the head. So looking up, she can look up a whole lot. Now you are going to get a lot of gapping here, but I mean, this is mostly for flying poses. She doesn't fly, obviously, but if there's a pose that requires her to look up this much, she can do it. And even if you don't need her to look up that much. This is fine too. And you can move her head in a little bit to compensate. So this is an amazing head joint here. You got it side to side, and then you got the neck also. So looking down, you can look way down into her chest like that. This neck, this combination of joints is just amazing. It's so good. This should be the head joint of every figure that ever exists from here on out. It is just a really good joint. I think it's like a ball peg into a hinge into a ball peg. And like I said, I think I've mostly seen this on Revoltech figures, but it is really good on this one. Obviously, she has the moving eyes. Now, I don't need to really show that. That's something that everybody knows at this point. If you have watched my channel, a lot of these Chinese figures have that feature. As far as the shoulder, you can get it to rotate all the way around. It does do a really, really good representation of a butterfly joint, but really it's kind of like a Revoltech joint. So you do get this gapping here in the back, but she can go all the way across, It is really, really good. If you find like a jacket or something to cover up the joints, this would be ace. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which is really nicely, it's just really smooth. It just flows really, really smoothly. Oh yeah, getting her shoulder up, I forgot to do that one. Way past parallel too. And you can see there's like I don't know if you can see through it. Her plastic is kind of transparent, and so you can kind of see through it, and you can see there's like a metal ring that they're using for this elbow joint. Very, very nicely done. Now I've seen this quite a bit on like snail shell figures and maybe some other Chinese figures where they have the ball hinge wrist, but the ball hinge is at a slant. Like the actual hinge itself is at a slant. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but it works. So I'm not really going to complain too much about it. The torso, let's just do all of it. She can go back a whole lot, and you don't get that much gapping. Like there is a gap there, but even if you cover that up, look how far back she gets and you got no gap. No gap here, very minimal gap here. You can even pose that away, and that's further than almost every figure that you can possibly get in any company ever, period. That's so good. It's better than any maximum anything. That is damn good. Side to side, just on the diaphragm joint. Just the diaphragm itself is amazing. And it's smooth too, so smooth. Her joint isn't blue, but it is the same joint that the other torso has, the Chun Lee one. So yeah, then side to side here, you do get a little gapping here to side if you go too far, but Yeah, now going forward, there you go. Going forward is really freaking good too. And let's see what the gapping situation is going forward. Very minimal gapping. Look how little gapping. Look how small that gap is. And you want to close it away, bam. And she still goes further than mostly any figure that you could possibly have. But this is nothing. Hardly any gapping here in the waist as well. Like nothing. They did a phenomenal job. They're making blank bodies. They're soon they're going to release a bunch of blank bodies. One actually looks like Cammy. I am totally getting multiples of those blank bodies. I'm definitely going to ask somebody to do a custom Cammy for me because, yeah, for sure. Anyway, the legs splits, easily splits. Oh, I forgot you can twist at this waist too. The splits, easy money. You get a little gapping here, but that's not a big issue. Look at the thickness in those thighs. Jesus Christ. Her neck looks a little crazy right there. But yeah, look at the joint. It's covered up. You can't really see it. You can't see it at all. I love the way that they did this joint. It is so freaking good. Kicking forward, all that thickness. Look how far she can kick forward. That is really freaking good. And it doesn't kick out that much, really, hardly at all. Backwards, she got a lot of cheek back there. So the fact that she can kick backward at all is even a little bit is pretty good. You got a thigh swivel. Now it is kind of like that weird Revoltech, like slanted kind of thigh swivel. I don't know why these do that, but it is that weird thigh swivel that you kind of gotta angle away when you're doing pictures and stuff. Double jointed knee, same thing with the knee. It kind of slants in, so you can like use the thigh swivel to kind of kick it out a little bit, but it's also kind of strange, but it still looks good, still fine. You're getting maximum articulation with this chick. Angle up that far, down that far, and then you do get a toe hinge. So I mean, everything that you want to do as far as posing, you can do with this figure. Absolutely can do with this figure. It is so good. Now I will show you, she does have you can take this off, and she does have like sculpted nips, but they're not colored or anything. I know they kind of look colored, but they're not. But they are done really nicely, so I'll give it that. But she does have sculpted little nips there. Other than that, yes, excellent articulation, top-notch articulation. Absolutely top-notch articulation. I'll also tell you that I swapped these out. They do have an R, like these ponytails do have R and L on them, but they do look fine if you want to swap it to the other side like I just did. They still look good. So anyway, let's go ahead and swap out the Chun Lee body. The articulation is exactly the same, so I'm not going to go over articulation, but I will show you how that looks. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it on camera. Let's just go ahead and do it on camera. Let me do this really quick. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. So obviously we got to pop. Actually, I'm actually going to, you saw what the other face looks like. I'm not really fond of this head. It looks fine. Like if I wanted to put her in like an action pose or something, I would do that, but I am going to stick with this head. But I will pop out the buns or the ponytails for the bun look here. And the swapping is very easy. It is very smooth. So we'll swap that out. Now we already got the Chun Lee look going really good there. We'll go ahead and actually I got to pop off the head anyway. I'm tripping because I got to pop this head off. So you can kind of see the joint there. Like I said, it is a ball peg. God damn it. Ball peg, hinge, ball peg. So you can pop that out really easily, but the hinge is pretty tight. You actually don't really need that hinge. It's almost like putting a hat on a hat. You don't really need it if you got a good double ball peg, but I don't care that they did it. Doesn't look bad on the figure. So we got that. So we'll put that to the side for now. We'll go ahead and pop the torso off. We will pop out the shoulders. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Pop out the shoulders here. Pop out to see how easy that was. No problem. So now we just got this blank torso, which also can be used for customs since you can take this top off. So, and then we'll take, now she does come with the shoulder joints in there, so you can pop these out pretty easily. As you can see, I don't need a tool or anything to do it. I just kind of get my nail under there and yank it. I didn't even need to put my nail under there on that one. And then we can take the let me make sure I got the right shoulders here. Yeah, that's right. Pop that right in there. I know my screen keeps getting blurry. I can't help that. I don't know a setting that will stop that from blurring every time I put my hand in a way. I think that is in there. Not really. It's in there. The shoulder joints that came with her are better. Now, I initially went a different route when I was popping these shoulders off. I actually popped it off. Actually, no, it's in there now. I actually popped it out at the actual shoulder and left the joint in there. And the way that they have this set up is that there is a peg that goes into the bicep. That peg is another separate piece that is kind of, I don't know if I can show you on camera. You see that extra lip there? That is another piece that is sunken into that's sunken into the actual shoulder that has the peg that the bicep is connected to. So you need to, in order to pop this out better, you need to pop the bicep out and then pull out that piece. So I actually went that route the very first time, and it was a much more difficult route because I didn't realize that the shoulders were going to be, the shoulder joints were much easier to pop out now. So that was my fault, but I was able to put everything back together. So that's really good. So let's go ahead and pop off this hand because we need to get these wrist guards on. Now on mine, for some reason, every time I try to take off this hand, it pops the whole peg out of the joint, out of the arm. So that is somewhat of an issue on my copy. It's not that big of an issue. I can easily get that hand out if I really wanted to. And so you basically have the entire Chun Lee body here. And so then all you gotta do is attach the legs, and booyah, you now have your Street Fighter Alpha Chun Lee. I think this is Alpha, right? I think this is what she looked like in Street Fighter Alpha. Now I'm questioning myself. Now you have a Street Fighter Alpha Chun Lee without having to buy Jada Toys or Storm Arenas. And this arguably looks better than both of theirs. Like even the face. I think if I can find them, I'll put a picture here and a picture here of Jada and Storm Arena together next to her. And you tell me which one y'all think looks better. But I've seen them both. I have stared at those damn figures for I don't know how long, and I don't know. I think this might be a little bit better, if not a lot of bit better than those figures. So, but yeah, here she is in her full Chun Lee outfit here. So she looks damn good. Damn good. All the articulation is exactly the same. The paint on this torso is really good. The stripes, the lining, all of it. She still has shading and everything in it. And I don't know if I showed this in the aesthetics, but they did the line work really nicely on her. Now, essentially, obviously, this is just a blank body that's painted blue to simulate that she has pants on. So, but yeah, the painting is done super good on her. But yeah, man, I love this figure. This might be a top 10 contender. I have not even kind of got close to figuring out what my top 10 figures of the year are going to be. But man, this is absolutely up there. But anyway, let's go ahead and do some comparisons. And here she is next to the Snail Shell Milk Tea. And then we have Keep Going Studio Sengoku. So yeah, she looks pretty good next to them. I freaking love it. But yeah, that's what she looks like with these two. And here she is next to arguably the best guts that has been created. The Band of Hawks guts from SH Figure Arts. And then we have the Hit Toys. Nika, I think. It's either Nika or Luna. I think this is the Nika or Boma. We'll just go with Boma. But some third party with some first party stuff here. Here she is next to the Good Smile Company Rika. And we have the Keep Going Studios Purple Hair Demon. And just for the hell of it, here she is next to the Revoltech Toga and the Snail Shell Masquerina. I don't really, she is sitting over here next to me all the time, but I don't ever have her standing. She's always sitting on her little thing here. So I don't usually pull her out, but yeah, that's what she looks like with these two. And what I am sure everybody wanted to see, here she is next to the Storm Arena Quin and the Storm Arena Ryu. And of course, I mean, this is ideally what most people probably want to do with her, at least as a placeholder. And to be honest with you, she's way more than a placeholder. She might be a replacement, but yeah, that's what she looks like with Quin and Ryu. And finally, here she is next to the Jada Toys Chun Lee Street Fighter 2 and the Street Fighter 2 Jada Toys. Why am I blanking on her name? Jesus Christ, Cammy. But yeah, here she is next to these two, and obviously looks awesome with these two as well. I don't think this head can fit on that Chun Lee on the Jada Toys Chun Lee. We can take a look here in a second though, but I don't think it'll work. But anyway, that's it for comparisons. Okay, so here is that Chun Lee, the Jada Toys Chun Lee with this head. It is not on the peg by any means. It is a little stubby. Like she does need a little bit more neck than that. Like it should be sticking up a little bit more. But I would argue this head definitely looks better than this head, even though I think this is probably more accurate for Street Fighter 2. But I mean, this head is fine, but I don't know. But yeah, you can if you got some blue tack, you can definitely finagle this to look good on this body, because it would look good on this body for sure. So that is a thing that you could do if you wanted to. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Okay, so to kind of wrap this up and kind of tie it in a bow, it's a fantastic figure. It is wonderful. It is damn near perfect. If you can look past the Revoltech-ish type joints or the shoulders, it's damn near perfect. Articulation, 10 out of 10. Paint, 10 out of 10. Aesthetics, the face is a little soft. The face is probably the weakest part of this, but argue that it's fine. You know, aesthetics, 9.987654321. It is one of the best figures that has come out this year, and it's almost not even close. Like, look at all the accessories you get. You get a whole nother torso to do something else with. Like, it's a really good figure, guys. Like, if you missed out on this, I'm sorry. Like, this today is Saturday. Tomorrow is the last day for the second payments on 5K Toys. And then eventually on sometime on Monday, maybe Tuesday, they will release the batches that weren't paid for the second. They gonna miss out, point blank. You're done. You're done. You know what? I remember when this figure came out for pre-order, nobody was touching it. It was sitting there, like just waiting for pre-orders to sell out. Didn't sell out, just sat there and sat there and sat there. And I promise it had to have been when Storm Arena decided to announce that they were going to start doing Street Fighter Alpha, and that's when I kind of seen this start selling out in places, because this was sitting there and I had been pre-ordered it. I should have pre-ordered too, but I had been pre-ordered it because I was like, that looks like a damn good Chun Lee. Like, I'm getting that. And now people are regretting not hopping on that pre-sale. So don't let another one come. I am definitely getting a second one. If I can double up on this, I will. But anyway, this is a fantastic figure. But that's a wrap on the video or the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.